All right, boys. Finally time to start the simulation. That last video actually took a bit longer than I thought it was. But we got the nice additions of Manny Malhotra to our team, which is definitely going to help out our penalty kill, our third line, which last year we had Joe Colburn, who I do want to be our third line center of the future. But Manny Malhotra is in that prime stage right now. He's a bit old, but defensively, absolutely a great stud that we can use his skills definitely on the penalty kills. Because what did I say last year? If we go to our GM tracker here and look at our last year's stats, hang on a second here. Oh, you can't actually look at it until the season starts. I forgot about that. I hate that. But I said I wanted to have less than 200 goals against this year. We had 230, I believe, last year. So let's see if we can get less than 230. Our goaltender is there, so let's see. There's just a few more things. Hang on a second. Let's just put our scout out there in the right area. Where should we send him to? Let's see if there's any franchises. Ooh, this 888. Sometimes that is correct. Not really. Okay, we'll send in the OHL. A lot of first rounders there. All right. So I'm going to put Shane Erdone on the trading block. Okay, boys. Yep, he's going on the block. I know. It's time. He's getting worse. He's not bad defensively. He wouldn't be a bad third line or fourth line grinder right now for me, but I'm not going to take one of my guys out for Shane Doan. Just he had a great season last year, but we're done with him. Chew him up and spit him out. That's what I say. Okay. Yeah, let's start the simulation here. And because we pretty much have our franchise together, I'm guessing we're going to have a good season here. I mean, we won the Stanley Cup last year. So I'm going to go all the way to the end here. And during the simulation, I'm not going to talk about wins or losses. I actually want to talk about some NHL topics because I don't get a chance to normally talk about the NHL because in the shootout commentaries, talking about the gameplay. And I'm not going to make videos just for one topic except for the realignment because that's huge. And the realignment, I want your guys' opinion on that realignment. Go watch that video because I explained it. And it changes a lot. It really does. I personally don't like the division we're in. Well, I do like it. But I would like to see other teams, like the additions of Tampa and Florida. Nothing against you guys, but there's no super, like Stamkos, yeah, okay, maybe Tampa of the future, but Florida, I mean, I'd rather get Calgary and Edmonton or Vancouver, and it's something, or Chicago, or a team with a little bit more prestige. Nothing against you guys. I'm not saying you're not good teams. I'm just saying when I think of those teams, there's better teams that I would like to watch more when I get to watch the Leafs play. That's as simple as that. But I've already talked about the realignment. What I want to talk about is Phil the Thrill Kessel. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, he's a Leaf fan, and I am a Leaf fan. I'll be the first to say that. I'm a Toronto Leaf fan. I have been since pretty much since I started understanding hockey for more than what it was. Like when it was just watching it on TV as a kid. I liked Eric Lindros and the Philadelphia Flyers, but then when I started playing hockey and I really started to appreciate it, when I was, 9 or 10, that's when I really started to appreciate the Toronto Maple Leafs. Went to a couple Leaf games, all that good stuff. So I am a true Toronto Leaf fan. I really am. So when I'm talking about Phil the Thrill, hang on a second here. Let's send our scout assignment out here. There we go. When we're talking about Phil the Thrill, I'm going to say to you right now, I'm going to be as unbiased as I can, okay? I think Phil Kessel is, if we're just talking about forwards, we're not talking about the best hockey player in the world because you can argue goalies are better than skaters, defensemen are better than forwards, you can argue all that good stuff. If we're just talking about forwards, I think Phil Kessel is top 15 in the NHL right now. Top 15. And that's saying something. I don't think he's top 5. I don't think he's top 10. All right, there's too much good talent out there. Just because you have a nice, 30, 40 game streak going back to last year where he's getting tons of points. In 28 games this year, he has 17 goals, 18 assists for 35 points. He's on pace for more than 82 points. So, he's having a hell of a season. But I'm not one of those players who's going to say he's the best player in the world right now. He certainly is playing like it, but I get to watch all the Toronto games, and he's getting the bounces. Things are going his way. He's also getting great support from Joffrey Lupul and Tyler Bozak. Bozak, as much as I don't really like him, nothing against him. I just he makes some stupid mistakes sometimes, but he benefits. He gives Phil Kessel what he needs because Bozak knows he's nowhere near. Hang on, Blair Betts? No, we don't need Blair Betts. Bozak knows he's nowhere near the superstar ability that Phil Kessel has. So he always tries to get Phil Kessel the puck. He knows his job on his line, his role. And I think that benefits Phil Kessel because he always has the puck coming his way. And he's been getting the bounces this year. He's been getting the passes, but he is playing amazing. And he's playing two-way hockey, coming back on defense. He's always helping out. He's getting assists. He has a complete game. So I want your guys' opinion on Phil the Thrill. Okay? I think he's top 15 in the league. I don't think he's better than Ovechkin, Crosby, Datsuk. I think these players are still more valuable. But Kessel is only 24 years old, so he still has a lot of maturing to do. So I don't know what. I mean, before the season started, all the fantasy drafts and all the fantasy GMs, Phil Kessel was, I don't know, like 4th or 5th ranked in for right wingers. I mean, you had Corey Perry, Patrick Kane. Who else is a nice right winger? No, it's not Kovalchuk. Who's that right winger? I can't. Aginla. They were all on top of him. They were all perceived as better right wingers. And then all of a sudden, Phil the Thrill comes out of nowhere and just starts off so freaking hot this year. And all of a sudden, everyone's saying, "Oh, he's the best player in the world." I'm not one of those people. I don't think he is, but he's having a great year, and I hope he can keep it up. I hope he can stay healthy. Last year, he played 82 games, so he doesn't have any nagging injuries. He's still a young kid, as I said. So I don't know. It's a good thing. I hope it lasts. His last 3 seasons, he had 32 goals, 30 goals, and 36 goals. So I'm expecting the 30-goal mark. But I keep on thinking in the back of my head, John, he's gonna have his 20-game goalless streak because that's the wrap on Phil Kessel. He's a streaky goal scorer. Yeah, he'll have 8 games where he gets 12 goals, but then the next 30 games he'll only have 3. Right? So it'll all even out. So I'm kind of waiting for that. But this season, his longest goal scoring drought has been 6 or 7 games. But even when he's not scoring goals, he's getting assists. He has 18 assists in 28 games, along with his 17 goals this year. He has more points per games played. So he's an absolute stud this year. I want your guys' opinion, unbiased, okay? I'm not saying he's the best player in the NHL. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But it just seems like now, the first 2 years that he was in Toronto, he really didn't have any line mates to work with. But now he's got a healthy Joffrey Lupul, who, guess what, boys? He's a first rounder. Okay, he may be a bit older. He's 28 or something like that. But I believe he went 19th or 17th. Don't quote me on that, but he went in the first round. So my opinion is anyone who goes in the first round knows how to play hockey, right? So Phil Kessel is playing alongside with another first rounder now and a Tyler Bozak who knows his role, knows to get the puck to Phil the Thrill, and that's what Phil needs. He's a sniper who needs to get the puck. And it's just all working out. That line, they're all right wingers, they're all passing it, they're just all on the same page. It's great to watch them. Rarely, I can't remember being able to watch Leafs like this. The last Leafs combo that I can think of is Matt Sundin and Alexander McGillney. Yeah, you Leaf fans, you know what I'm talking about there. They were amazing. But it's been that long. The 2000-2001 season, I believe. Oh, my God. 10 years. But it's looking great now. So, I'm sorry I've been ranting about Phil Kessel. I want to talk about some more NHL topics. There's a lot of things going on. The 2-2 hit on Miller, good God. The New York Rangers, who no one seems to be talking about, they're in 4th, but guess what? They're only, 2 or 3 points behind Pittsburgh for 1st in the East, and they have 4 games in hand. So New York Rangers are actually the best team in the East, in my opinion. No one's really talking about them. And, of course, in the West, you have the freaking Minnesota Wild. What the hell is going on there? I keep thinking, I'm one of those people who keep on thinking they're going to fall off. You guys saw my prediction show at the beginning of the year. I did not have them anywhere. I didn't even give them a second thought. I just said, Danny Heatley, he's going nowhere. End of story. That's all I said. And look at them. Oh, my God. I'm eating my words right now, aren't I? Good God. But it's good. I like to see change. I really do. And I like what Minnesota's done with their jerseys, their new jerseys. I didn't like the red, but now that they're focused more on the green, no team, if you think about it, no team in the NHL has a green and white. I mean, Minnesota has the green, gold, and red, but in their new home jerseys, you don't really see the red, so it's nice. But if you think about it, boys, there's always teams with blue and white. There's teams with red and white. There's no teams with green and white. I mean, it's such a basic color, but I think if you did it, you could pull it off the right way. I mean, the Dallas Stars, you could do it, but they've gone the black route and the dark green, and it's spelled Dallas. They used to have that nice little star, but it had gold in it as well. So I don't like the black jerseys for Dallas. It's so bland. It's just spelled Dallas across. I don't like it. Hang on. But yeah, God, yeah, I'm rambling. I'm rambling about team jersey colors now. Look at our season, 28, 16, and 5. This is what I'm talking about. It's pretty much automatic now. I knew we were going to be a good team. It doesn't matter if we make it to the playoffs at the first round or... Sorry, it does matter if we make it into the playoffs. That was a timer going. It doesn't matter what position we make it into the playoffs because once we're in there, anything can happen. Oh, Kovalchuk already has 31 goals, and it's only the beginning of February, so he's having a great year along with Joe Thornton, 40 assists. Adam Larson, look at that, plus minus a 24. Johnny Boychuk, penalty minutes of 109. That's fine, Johnny. Don't worry about it. Robin Lehner, 31 wins. Awesomer, and I'll leave him in there. Gonna go back for another sip of my Canadian Dry Ginger Ale, boys. I've been talking for 10 minutes straight. Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so good. Oh. All right. So how much time I can get? You know what? We'll go up to the trade deadline. We'll take a look at the trading block. I kind of still want to not get rid of, but this is what I'm thinking, boys. I was thinking a Michael Ryder, Shane Donor, and this, you know what? I'll put these two videos up, this one and the last one I did right now. I'll put these two videos up and end it here, so then I can put this one up, get your guys' opinion for the trade deadline. Because I was thinking, you know what? Hang on a second. We'll get to the trade deadline, and then I'll show you guys what I was thinking. It's a lot easier to see what I'm thinking when I can show you on the screen while commentating over it. Defenseman, yeah, we'll search some defensemen in the WHL. All right, so we're at the trade deadline. We'll simulate here. So we're a pretty good team. I mean, we're way above 500. If you account the overtime losses with the losses, we're 34-29. So, I mean, we're 6 games above 500. Well, 5 games. Well, now 6 games. There you go. Okay, so 36-29. Very good record. Very good record. Let's take a look at the stats here. Goals against average. Are we up there? No, we are not. Save percentage. No, we are not. Wins, I guarantee you. Yeah, we're up there in wins. Points, are we up there? Kovalchuk's got 76. He's in 4th. Very nice. Assists, are we up there? Thornton is up there in 5th with 48 points. Very nice. Oh, man, that ginger ale gets me every time. Goals, yes, we are up there. Kovalchuk with 36. Very nice. Eastern Conference. So we're in 2nd in the East, 79 points. 3 behind the leader. In the West, Chicago is way up there with 95, so it doesn't look like we're going to win the Presidents. But the East, 1st in the East, is still attainable. So yeah, maybe an addition of a nice first line or second line right winger. This is what I was talking about. Okay, so if we go to our edit lines here. Okay, so we got Kovalchuk, Thornton, Ryder, Ted, Zajac, Parise, Foligno. Okay. So basically, let's work from the bottom up. Pelly, Clarkson, Jansen, I love. We're not changing. Foligno, Malhotra, Marchand, love. Not changing. Ted, Zajac, and Parise, love. Not changing. And Kovalchuk, Thornton, here's the wild card. Ryder, I wouldn't mind trading him for a guy either with 1 year left or a young guy who's got a low contract for the next couple years, but who is still very talented. So Michael Ryder. Yeah, I'm thinking we should trade this guy. Not having a bad season, 52 points in 65 games played. But, I mean, he's nothing special. We could find many of him. I mean, he's only getting points because he's playing alongside Joe Thornton and Ilya Kovalchuk. I don't like his defensive awareness. I don't like his defensive category. If I can work on that, I want to. And here's what I was thinking, boys. We'll trade Ryder and Doan for a first-line right winger. Okay, we don't need to touch our defense, and we can add to that trade with a pick or maybe a prospect. So that's what I'm thinking, all right, boys? Doan and Ryder for another right winger. Now, I'll quickly go through the trading block to give you guys all a little peek at all right wingers who are available. And I want a right winger, not a left winger to play on the right side. I actually want a right winger this time, okay? Better chemistry. Computer teams, okay. I'll name out the right wingers. Joel Ward, no. Nothing. Quickly go through this. Any right wingers I'll stop for. Okay, we got Jordan Tutu, Zach Stortini, Brian McGrattan. Bunch of grinders and tough guys. Don't need them. Let's keep going here. Trent Hunter. Don't need him. Ekman Larson. He's on the trading block. It must be another Ekman Larson because his trade value is horrible. All right. Okay, so Ryan Miller's on the trading block. Jesus. Buffalo must be rebuilding. Okay, we don't need a goaltender. We have Lehner. We don't need to get Ryan Miller. So don't even comment about that. Gustafsson. Okay, so no one's on the trading block, boys, but that doesn't mean we can't go around and get some right wingers. Okay. So before we end this video, I'll just go to the trade here, and we'll go through a bunch of right wingers here. Bobby Ryan, Corey Perry, possibly. Now these guys not really, because the salary cap is very high, and they're both more than 1 year, so it's going to affect the 1 year right now. So I'm not really liking that. Boston, Horton, 4 years at $4 million. Nope. Buffalo, Pominville. Pominville's it can happen with him. $5 million at 1 year, so he'll be at the end of this year. So if I can't afford him, I'll just cut him loose to free agency. So Jason Pominville. Okay. Right wingers, Iginla. Yeah, we can get Iginla. How good is Iginla? He's 36, 91 overall still. So imagine that first line: Kovalchuk, Thornton, and Iginla. So I can get Iginla, boys. 1 year left, definitely. Iginla is actually better than Pominville. Right wingers, Jeff Skinner, 2 years left at 3.2. He could be a good little, but at the end of this, he's probably going to want 5 or 6. So, but I wouldn't be against it. Patrick Kane, 2 years, no. Hossa, 4 years, no. Too expensive. Now, here's the team I was really, yes, Gabriel Landeskog. I love my Swedish players, and my goodness gracious, this guy reminds me of Matt Sundin. Not as tall, but, look at his defensive category, offensive category, athletics, and he's still BBB. So you know what? I think I would want this player, boys. So it's between right now Landeskog and Iginla. Because even though he's 1 year left, he's going to want a contract, but he's young enough that I could do a restricted free agency, send him a qualifying offer, and make some moves. And he's not going to want more than $5 million. I guarantee you that. So Landeskog, Pominville, and Iginla so far. Nash, no. Clutterbuck, no. Dallas, no. Nobody really good. Right wingers for Detroit, no. Edmonton, Eberle, no. We can't steal Eberle. He's too much. 2 more years. Hemsky, no. Florida, nope, nobody really. Los Angeles, Dustin Brown, he's a possibility. Okay, Dustin Brown. Remember that, boys. Minnesota, Setaguchi, he's a possibility. Gianta's a possibility. I'm going to quickly go through these. We got to wrap up this video. You guys know the overalls for these players. Bergfors is a possibility. Nope, none of these guys. Gabrick is a possibility if I could afford. No, you know what? No, Gabrick's not a possibility. His salary is too much. Ooh, is Ryan Callahan? Ryan Callahan's a possibility, but remember, he's more of a. I know he's a good player on New York, but I would consider him more of a grinder, 3rd, 4th liner. I need a 1st liner, okay? No one really there. Briere, 2 years, no. Voracek, no, I'm not looking for Voracek. No. San Jose, no. Yeah, maybe Chris Stewart from St. Louis. Yeah, absolutely. He's a good little power forward. Steve Downey, yeah, but he's not a, no. Phil the Thrill, yeah, we could, but I'm not even going to try that because 1 more year, he's already making 5.4. He's going to want, like, at least 6 next year. No, thank you. Hansen, no. And Washington, no. Okay, and Winnipeg, sorry. I keep forgetting there's a Winnipeg now after Washington. Brendan Little, nah, he's not really a, nah, we're okay. Okay, so it's Iginla, Pominville, and Landeskog pretty much, okay? Is that and Gianta, because he's old and he can, and Bergfors and a bunch of those players that I showed you. But the top 3, boys, Pominville, Iginla, and Landeskog, my personal favorite. The Swedish team, we're going to turn into Team Sweden, all right? All right, boys, so that's the end of this video. I'm going to put these up tonight. Watch them, comment, and then let us know so I can go from there into trade deadline year 3.